Yeah.
That thing would have been given to us in word by email earlier.
That's true. But what happens is most of the times when we are going for a conferencing mode and all that, it's almost like a live kind of a thing. That means what you are mentioning is a corrected one. For example, somebody sends, for example, your student was going to present something. They sent a PPT to you earlier. You go through the PPT and then give a feedback that, okay, these are the things to be removed, these are the things to be corrected, all those things. But ultimately, they are coming and presenting in front of the audience. At that time, we don't have any control, right? Probably you have checked everything beforehand, but same thing may happen here also. Other option, as she has mentioned, there's a possibility that we can store that whatever they are going to speak. We can store it and we can relay it later. But only thing is we don't get a spontaneous feedback, because when we present, immediately somebody gives a feedback that no, that's not alright, this is not I am approving, or this could be done better. Those comments we may be getting online. So that will be a slight this one. But still, that kind of a mode is also operational in many of the cases, especially the lecture series. Yeah. And it is not bound by your geographical boundaries. That's a major advantage of the web conferencing mode. So I may not be able to go to the Boston to present a paper. I may not be able to go to Botswana to go and present a paper. Now this gives me an opportunity that in spite of being geographically far away, I am in a position to go up and present my paper, which will be heard by the august audience. So that's the advantage. So now our reach becomes a global rather than a regional or the institutional level. Now the third one, especially for the e-content delivery, is the publishing part. Now for the publishing, other two, suppose sometimes most of the times we can make it as a one-to-one or one-to-many. Whereas the moment we put it as a publishing, it becomes a many-to-many. Because many people, they can write an article. This article in turn will be viewed by many people. So a lot of materials are available. Everyone knows that if I don't find the meaning of the word, the first and foremost place I search in the net, is at Wikipedia. Because that is one forum or one place where I come to know or I get the details right from the basic level to the advanced level of the particular topic. Suppose if I don't know anything about a particular topic which I am choosing, first and foremost I look for a content in the Wikipedia. Because we believe that this has been properly, that the Wikipedia documents have been properly reviewed by various authors, various stakeholders before it is being put into the net. And if you go to the Wikipedia also, though we say that this is almost documentation has gone through a lot of proofing processes, but still you find that there are some places where you find that the meaning or the explanation that has been given may not be very appropriate, especially in the regional languages. Probably that's why one of the initiatives taken by even the Christ University is, you find that for English, you type something, if you want to get the meaning or the explanation about anything, you get immediately in the Wikipedia. Same thing you want to get in your regional languages. You find it is very difficult to get. For example, if I want to get some thing in either in Malayalam or Telugu or the Hindi, it's very difficult for me to get the content in the regional languages. That's why a lot of institutions are nowadays promoting to make the content in the local languages or the vernacular languages, so that a recipient will be in a better position to understand the things better, right? For example, everything when we read only in English, sometimes we will be having a difficulty in finding the meaning of the words also. Whereas the same thing you study in your regional languages, you feel it's more comfortable for you to understand the things. Basically, in your mind, we do the translation. Here, we do not do the translation in our mind. Directly, everything is available as a source itself. So, in fact, Christ University has taken an initiative to do. In fact, many of our students are doing the Wikipedia in the regional languages. Sometimes it could be a pure translation. Even a translation also is quite good if it's something done in the regional language with a lot of proofreading. Then micro-blogging, lot of micro-blogging sites. One thing I have forgotten in the Wikipedia itself. You go to a Wikipedia, you search for a word or a content item. You find that the content is not appropriate, either in terms of the quality or in terms of the content delivery. You find that it's not appropriate. They have given a forum for you to modify that. In fact, they ask you, is it possible to modify this one? Modify the content, whether this content could be presented in a better manner. So you can write your article on the same item, whatever the item, provided you are a professional in that one, and you can send it to the Wikipedia. They do again the proofing processes, and then they put it into a particular one, and they replace something. In case it has been well approved by many people, they find that your article will be replaced by the original article. You can try in some of the areas in which you have got a proficiency, right? And there are some places in the Wikipedia itself, they mention that a particular explanation they would have given, maybe the definition they would have given, at the same time they would have given, it requires a cross-reference. You will find that in the bracket they would have mentioned, it requires a cross-reference. Actually, what does it indicate? Basically, they got some material, but it is not been authenticated. Right? So they want that somebody has to review those things, and they have to write a comment about it, or they have to improve on the point. Okay. So these are some of the materials which is available as a publishing material under the Wikipedia. Another things which we are having is blogs. The blogs are nothing but a forum wherein you can write whatever the things which you want to write. After a proper inspection or the proofreading, this will be updated and it will be available for the others to view it. Right? The viewing for the others, either it could be a restricted one or it could be an unrestricted one. Restricted one means we have got a community. Assuming that we have got a community, I want that my views should be open only to the community. Maybe 9th standard student is my community. I want that this material should be viewed by all my 9th standard students, not by either the 8th standard students or the 10th standard students. Then I make a community of 9th standard students, right? And this blog, whatever I am creating, I will make it open for only those 9th standard students. Somehow I will try to identify whether they belong to the 9th standard students by means of their register number, by means of some biometrics or some other credentials, and I make it as a restricted public restricted view. Suppose if I feel that my blog details need not be a restricted one, I can make it as an unrestricted so that it can be viewed by many people. These two things nowadays it is becoming very, very famous. I just introduce a word called webinars. Right. Now all of you have come from different places and attending this program here. Assuming that many of you are not in a position to physically come to Bangalore to attend that one, is it possible for you to attend the same thing by sitting somewhere else? That's what we normally try to give by means of webinars. It's nothing but a web-enabled seminars. Right? So we were in a position to attend a seminar, though we are not physically present in the particular place of the seminars being held. So that's the advantage of the webinars. It's of course this is a webinar. Webinar. It's a webinar. It's a short form of web-enabled seminars. Right. The scheduled chats. Again, most of the companies, corporates, nowadays they are using the scheduled chats. That is, we fix a time that this is a particular time we are going to discuss about a particular issues. So this is normally called as a scheduled chats. In fact, many of the research-oriented stuff, for example, a group of researchers, they want to discuss on some topic. They try to do based on the scheduled chats. Probably I am doing a research in a particular area, you are doing a research in the same area. We try to fix a time in which we will be sitting and carrying out the chat session. So for that, what we had to do, we had to fix an appointment. For example, 1 p.m. based on the Indian Standard Time. You have to register yourself. just before the chat session, one message or the reminder will be coming to you, indicating that you are supposed to join the scheduled chat at a particular time, right? And then keep all your things ready, and then you can at a specified time you will be connected to that particular forum where you can exchange your views. So most of the times, rather than the unscheduled chats, scheduled chats gives you enough impetus. The reason is we anticipated what we are going to discuss. We have come with some kind of a preparation before going for the scheduled chats, because we have got something in our mind which we want to discuss or we want to get it clarified, and those things generally we either list it out or we put it into a soft form, maybe in the form of a notepad or something which we want to discuss, and then we will discuss it during the scheduled chats. And the last one is a threaded bulletin board discussions. Here, for example, I am doing a research in a particular arena. I have done a research for the last 6 months. A person newly joined for the research forum in the particular arena, that person wanted to know what are the things that has happened previously. They wanted to know what are the things that are being discussed about this particular topic at an earlier status. He joined today, but he would like to know what has happened earlier. So, for those persons, to benefit those persons, we have got a threaded bulletin boards where all the topics that has been discussed under that particular specific subtopic will be available in a time sequence. So if I am a registered user, I can get those details which has been discussed earlier, so that I need not reinvent the same wheel. Otherwise, most of the times we try to find out something, then later on we found that this has been already done by somebody else. So we need not always start from the same thing. We can always start from the current scenario or the state of art, whatever the current thing that is happening. From there you can start. Or some kind of a generic mistakes which we normally do, we can try to overcome by this means of a threaded bulletin boards. When we want to do this, many of you might have done, because you have done a short presentation of 5 minutes, 3 minutes or 1 minute. Actually, before you carried out a particular presentation, you would have done something, right? First and foremost is the planning, right? What you are going to deliver, you would have a plan in mind. Suppose if you go for a regular classroom teaching, what happens is, most of the things are normally motivated by the listeners. When I come to the classroom teaching, I prepare for maybe 45 minutes of lecture session. But the moment I went to the classroom, maybe within the 5 minutes we'll come to know that, okay, how the students are receiving my topic. Based on that, we'll do a lot of changes. I want to cover so many things. I may find that, okay, this is happening in the evening, 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, people are not receptive because of the time constraint. Probably we'll take a lighter topic and then try to finish it. Suppose if it's a hardcore topic, probably we'll try to avoid it taking it at that time based on the mood of the students. Same thing is happening in the 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, people will be fresh. Generally, we go for maybe we try to cover more. Okay, so in our mindset itself, we will normally try to adjust to those things. Whereas in the case of the e-content delivery, we can't plan it like that. So that's the reason it's better to make it as a capsule form. What are the topics which you want to present it? Make it as a 4 videos or 5 videos rather than 1 video. Right? And probably you can interlink it, that's not an issue. But probably what we can make is 2 minutes capsule, 3 minutes capsule, we make it and then interlink it. So that they will also feel that accomplishment. Oh, I have gone through one video session. Most of the times what happens, if you take any of the material that's available online, of course many of you might have referred the online material that's available for the teaching material as well as for the content. Probably a lot of public forum or government sponsored materials are available. For example, Indian Institute of Science, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, they have posted so much of their material on the web. We can download and use it. You find that each lecture session is 40 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. By the time you go through a 15 minutes schedule, you feel that it's exhausted. Right? Because I'm second thing, we may not sometimes get a time continuously of 45 minutes. In case if I'm sitting in my house and reading it or studying it at leisure. The same thing is not happening when we normally conduct a regular classroom session, because the students, they know that exactly they have to sit between 9 o'clock to 9:50 to receive the lecture from this particular subject. The same thing may not happen in the e-content when we are using. So that's the reason making a small capsules is always better than making a big lecture series. So most of the courses nowadays, any of you have enrolled for any of the MOOC courses? MOOC? One, two. Can you tell me about that MOOC course? Coursera. Which course you have enrolled?
Planning and designing of e-content.
Planning and designing of the e-content. Madam, what about you?
Creative writing is
Creative writing.
and problem solving.
Yeah. All of you heard about these MOOC courses? Do you know the utility of that one? Utility of the MOOC courses. Why we have to go for the MOOC courses? How many weeks you have completed? You have
not yet
been
completed. I have just registered for 6 months.
just now you have registered.
6 months.
Okay. Okay. Just to give a brief about that MOOC courses. Is it okay? Massive online courses. Massive online courses. I just use the word open in between.
Massive open online.
Massive online courses. Another word stands for the open. Okay. And there's a reason why I have not added the open initially. These courses are basically massive online courses, has been started by some forum called Coursera. C-O-U-R-S-E-R-A, Coursera. The idea behind these courses is how to make this e-content uniform and how it can be made as very effective medium of communication. Right? When this has been started, everything was proprietary oriented. For example, HP has started their own courses, they make it as a proprietary. You have to register for that, register there. For example, SAP courses we are having, SAP courses we are having, they are not open courses. They have been copyrighted courses, you have to register, you have to pay, and then you have to enroll. Okay. Whereas some people thought that, why we have to make this as a restricted one? Is it possible to make this as open for all the people? Whoever is interested in, whether is it possible to make it open? That's the reason the massive online courses, O has been added for the open, massive online, massive open online courses, MOOC, M-O-O-C.